So far, on the problem on page 585, we have done part A, figuring out the rate law. We've done part B, figuring out the rate constant. And now in part C, we're just going to use it, okay? So the cool thing is once you know your rate law and your constant, then you don't just have to be limited by these concentrations. You should be able to figure out the initial rate. That's what these always are, initial. You should be able to figure out the initial rate for any combination of molarities. So the problem in the book, they ask you to figure out the rate when NO is 0.05 initially. That always means initial. And hydrogen is 0.15. And really, all you do is plug and chug. You have made yourself a formula, now you use it. And in this case, the question is asking you for the rate. So this is going to be our unknown. So our rate is going to equal K. You already solved for K. As long as you haven't changed the temperature, you get to use this all the time. So we have 1.23 m to the negative 2, s to the negative 1. Go ahead and put your units in. So that's your K. Now we have NO. They're telling you to start with 0.05. Put in your unit, and then do what it says. It says to square it. And then, last but not least, we plug in our hydrogen concentration, 0.15 molar, and do what the formula says, just raise that to the first, okay? So now, when you work that out, you have 0.05 times 0.05, which of course is 0.0025, times 0.15 again. So right here, this is 0.000375, and then go ahead and multiply by your rate constant. And so you get a rate of 0.00046. Okay, and I'm thinking all of our values, yep, 2 sig figs is good. Now, I want you to look at the units. If you have done the units correctly all along, if you notice, you have molarity squared times molarity. So that is molarity to the third, and then you have a molarity to the negative 2 and a second to the negative 1. Well, that simplifies to simply molarity, and second to the negative 1 means per second. So your rate is 4.6 times 10 to the negative 4 molarity per second. Okay, hopefully that helps.